Hello, my name is Matt Kraus, and I am the CV doctor in Istanbul, Turkey. The title of today's lesson is Use Numbers. Numbers give your CV shape, they give it size. Numbers give life to your accomplishments. And think about who reads your CV: companies, managers, business people. And business is all about making money. So if you can tell your readers how you made money for your previous companies, you're gold. Numbers on your CV are like saying to your future employer, last year I made $1 million for my previous company. And if you hire me, I'll make $1 million for you too. Who wouldn't like that? And remember, there are many ways to make money. Sure, the most direct and obvious way is to increase sales. But even if you aren't in sales, you have plenty of other opportunities to make money. For example, take me. I was always in purchasing and supply chain jobs. And so I didn't have an opportunity to directly grow sales. But I had plenty of other opportunities to make money by saving money. So today, when we look at our examples, we will also look for times when I was able to save money. Let's start with example number 1. Let's look at this first job, the independent business communications coach. Numbers-wise, that's kind of a tough one. Sure, my clients come back to me and say, Matt, you know that presentation we were practicing for? I really rocked it. It went so well, and the customer was so impressed they signed the contract that same day. But the money connection isn't very clear. Sure, maybe the contract was worth $10 million, but maybe my client won the contract for many reasons. My role in it was very indirect. If I say coached client and made $10 million as a result, it's going to sound kind of weak. So let's bypass this job for now and look for something more direct. Let's take a look at this Eddie Bauer job. Here, I don't really need to use more numbers. I do need to use them better. What do I mean? Well, let me show you. Now, at this job, there was a lot of money involved. In fact, there was an average of $10 million per month. That's a lot of money. And yet I've got that $10 million listed down there in the third bullet point. So I'm going to take that whole bullet point and move it up to the top. Take it, move it up to the top. All right. Now, what else can be improved here in this Eddie Bauer job? Well, see how I mentioned the number 550 twice? I mentioned that number in bullet point number 1, and then I mentioned it again in bullet point number 2. That's confusing and unnecessary. Remember, your CV is telling a story, and the reader is really busy. He doesn't have time to read unnecessary information. It's just going to confuse him. So let's clean this up. I'm going to leave the first one. So that first bullet point is going to be all about numbers. It was a finance job, so numbers are good. So let's clean out the second one then. Go down to bullet point number 2 and take out the 550. And read it now. Improved store-level sales forecasting for retail locations. So sales managers, blah, blah, blah. Well, now the phrase for retail locations is unnecessary. The forecasts were store level already. So people already know that they were individual locations. And people already know that it was retail because I said so in the first bullet point. So I'm just going to shorten this bullet point to improved store-level sales forecasting. So sales managers, take out that entire for retail location. Now it reads improved store-level sales forecasting, comma, so sales managers, etc., etc., etc. All right, now let's keep going. Remember, the point is tell the story with numbers. So let's find the next example, example number 2. See this job down below? Progressive International Inventory Planner. That one has lots of numbers. I like that one. For example, it has the number 50 million, 25 million, 1,200, 17%, 43%. Lots of numbers. So let's leave that one alone for now. And instead, let's go up to the one above it, Purchasing Supervisor. Progressive International Purchasing Supervisor. Now, my title was Purchasing Supervisor, but I only mentioned one number, 6 million. That's down here in the second bullet point. Just one number, 6 million. Surely I can do better than that. What are some examples of things I could say? Well, I was a supervisor. How many people did I supervise? 3. Not a lot. It's not like I had a big department with hundreds of people. What else? Well, how much were we purchasing? About $25 million a year. But I already said that in the job below, which was also at Progressive International. We had 1,200 SKUs, stock keeping units, but I already talked about that in the job below. So let's find something else. Here's something. Look at this one. Bullet point number 2. Overhauled supply chain structure and transferred finished goods assembly from original facility in USA to vendors in Hong Kong and Thailand. What was the benefit? Well, by moving assembly operations to Asia, we reduced the cost structure and brought the products back up to Progressive's profitability standards. What was the profitability standard? Well, Progressive required a gross margin of 37%, but that number is 10 years old, and besides, the way it was calculated had so many different variables that just saying the number 37 here would be completely meaningless. So we don't need to say the actual number. All we need to do is add the phrase at the end of this sentence, and Thailand, reducing the cost structure and bringing the goods, bring the products back up to PICS, Progressive International Corporation, PICS profitability standards. So there we go. I see other areas in my CV that need the same kind of improvement, but here in this lesson, that's enough for today, so we'll stop with these examples. Remember, the goal of this lesson, the point of this lesson, was use numbers in your CV. Companies like numbers, they understand numbers. So use numbers in your CV. And remember, your CV can always be improved. You can always use these same rules. They never get old. So improve your CV and improve your CV again, and then improve your CV again. My name is Matt Kraus. I am the CV doctor in Istanbul, Turkey. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.